Find a comfortable place to rest. Let your body grow heavy and still. You don't have to do anything now. Simply breathe and listen. You find yourself walking along the edge of a quiet shore. The hour is late, not dark, but that gentle amber-blue time between evening and night, when the sky holds the last warmth of the sun in soft layers of rose and slate. The air is cool against your face. It smells of water and cedar and something else you can't quite name, something ancient and clean. Your feet are bare. The sand beneath you is fine and still warm from the long day, and with each slow step you feel a little more of the tension in your body begin to soften. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. The breath moves through you slowly like a tide. You have been carrying something for a while now, a kind of weight you've grown so used to that you almost forgot it was there. A quiet ache. A sense of not quite knowing where you belong or where you're going. A feeling of being slightly out of place in your own life, like a key that doesn't quite fit any lock you've tried. But here, on this shore, none of that needs solving tonight. Tonight, you're simply here, walking slowly, breathing, listening to the water. Let yourself arrive fully in this moment. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the air moving gently around you. You are safe here. You are held. There is nowhere else you need to be. The waves come in slow and easy, one after another, each one a little different from the last, some broad and silver, some narrow and quiet, but all of them returning to the same shoreline. You watch them without trying to count or understand them. You simply watch. A bird calls out somewhere above you, a single clear note, and then silence returns, softer than before. The sky deepens from rose to violet, and the first faint star appears near the horizon. Just one, at first. Small and steady. You stop walking. You sit down on the sand and wrap your arms loosely around your knees, looking out at the water. And in this stillness, in this quiet, something very subtle begins to shift inside you. Not dramatically, not with fanfare, just the smallest loosening, like a fist slowly opening, finger by finger. You don't know exactly what it is, but it feels like beginning, like the first page of something you've been waiting a long time to read. As you sit there, you notice that the water itself seems to breathe, in and out, a long, slow rhythm that matches something deep in your own chest. You let your breath follow it without forcing anything, in and out. The world is very quiet. The world is very large, and you are very small within it, but not in a frightening way, in the way that feels like relief. Rest here for a moment. Let the sound of the water move through you. There is nothing to figure out tonight, nothing to fix. You are allowed to simply be. After a while, you're not sure how long, you find yourself rising slowly to your feet. Without quite deciding to, you begin to walk inland, away from the shore, following a path through tall grasses that brush softly against your hands. The path is narrow and winds gently upward through a low hill. The stars above are thickening now, filling in one by one, as if a careful hand is pressing them into place. At the top of the hill, you find a garden. It isn't manicured or formal. It's the kind of garden that seems to have grown on its own, guided by something patient and knowing. There are old trees with wide, dark canopies. There are low flowering plants you can't quite name, their blossoms pale and open in the evening air. And at the center of the garden, hanging from a branch of the oldest tree, there is a lantern. Its light is amber and warm, not bright, the kind of light that doesn't demand your attention, but draws it gently, the way a candle in a window draws you home. You walk toward it slowly, stepping between the flowers, and when you stand beneath it, you feel the warmth of it settling over you like a hand placed softly on your shoulder. Imagine that warmth now, a gentle light resting on you, not asking anything of you, not requiring you to be different or more or better, just holding you exactly as you are in this moment. You sit down at the base of the old tree, your back against its broad trunk. The bark is rough but solid, so solid, and you feel the deep, quiet life of the tree moving behind you, slow as centuries. You lean into it. You let it hold some of your weight. And in this garden, in this lantern light, a thought comes to you, not loudly, not insistently, but like a leaf drifting down from a high branch. A soft thought. The thought is this: you have not been forgotten. You turn it over in your mind quietly. It doesn't need to be argued or proven. It simply rests there, like the lantern, like the tree, like the stars. There are things in your life that haven't gone the way you hoped. Doors that didn't open, paths that led you somewhere unexpected, people you've loved who are no longer close, versions of yourself you've grieved without quite knowing that's what the feeling was. And underneath all of it, a question you've carried for a long time, sometimes loud, sometimes barely a whisper. Does any of this matter? Am I being held by something larger than my own understanding? Sitting beneath the lantern, you don't receive an answer in words, but you receive something, a stillness so complete it feels like presence, a warmth that doesn't come from the lantern alone, something that has always been here, quiet as roots, patient as stone, waiting for you to sit still long enough to feel it. You breathe in the garden air, cool and green and lightly sweet. An owl calls somewhere in the dark trees. Wind moves through the high branches with a soft, continuous sound, like breathing, like something vast and gentle breathing. And here, in this garden, something unexpected happens. You feel, very gently, the beginning of something you didn't come here looking for. Forgiveness. Not all at once, not completely, but the first breath of it, the willingness to consider it. Forgiveness of others, yes, but more quietly, more surprisingly, forgiveness of yourself, for not knowing what you didn't know, for being human in all the imperfect, searching, tender ways that humans are. You don't have to hold all of that tonight. Let it be the size it is, a small opening, a first breath of something clean. That is enough. The garden path continues beyond the old tree, winding down through a grove of silver birches whose white trunks gleam softly in the starlight. You follow it without hurry, your feet finding the ground easily, your breath moving slow and full. The lantern's warmth stays with you, not as something you're carrying, but as something that has settled into you like a coal that glows gently from inside. The path opens onto the bank of a river. It's not a rushing river. It moves quietly, steadily, catching the starlight on its dark surface in long, shifting ribbons of silver. The sound of it is deeply familiar, though you don't know why. Perhaps because it sounds like rest. Perhaps because it sounds like something that has never been in a hurry and never needed to be. You find a flat stone at the water's edge and sit. You pick up a small, smooth pebble from the bank beside you, turning it in your fingers. It fits perfectly in your palm, round and cool and weightless. And you think of all the things you've been trying to carry that aren't yours to carry, all the futures you've tried to control, all the outcomes you've gripped so tightly. What are you holding right now that you could gently set down? Not permanently, not forever, just for tonight, just for this moment. Can you feel it? The weight of something you've been gripping without knowing. Can you let your hand open just a little? You close your fingers around the pebble, and then, slowly, you open your hand over the river and let it fall. It makes the smallest sound, a soft plip, and then it is gone, taken by the current, moving where the water moves, on its way somewhere you'll never see. You sit with the open hand for a moment. It feels strangely lighter. Not empty, lighter. There's a difference. The river continues. The stars continue. Somewhere upstream the water began in high mountain snow in some cold and quiet source, and somewhere downstream it will widen, slow, and join something much larger than itself. It doesn't know this. It doesn't need to. It simply moves, guided by the shape of the earth, trusting the direction even when it can't see where it's going. You think, perhaps that is what faith is. Not certainty. Not a map with every road labeled. Just moving. Just following the quiet pull of something you can't fully see or name, but that you feel in the deepest part of you, underneath all the noise and worry and doubt. A current beneath the current. A direction beneath the confusion. You have felt it before, haven't you? In small moments. A conversation that arrived just when you needed it. A door that closed and led you, eventually, somewhere you couldn't have imagined. A grief that opened something in you that nothing else could have reached. Looking back, you can sometimes see the shape of something at work, patient, careful, deeply loving, even in the hard things, especially in the hard things. You pick up one more pebble. This one you hold longer, warming it in your palm, and into it, quietly, you breathe all the things you don't know, all the places you can't see yet, all the questions without answers. You breathe them into the stone, and then you set it gently on the ground beside the river, not thrown away, just set down, available to pick up again if you need to, but not held tonight. The river moves past you, silver and unhurried. You rest your hands in your lap. You close your eyes, and in the dark behind your eyes there is a warmth, steady and even and kind. It has no edges. It has no demands. It simply is the way the river simply is, the way the stars simply are. You are allowed to trust this, not because you've earned it, not because you've figured everything out, but because something in you already knows, has always known, that you are held in something larger than your fear. You belong here. You have always belonged here. You follow the river path a little further. The trees begin to thin. The air grows even softer, if that's possible, and you arrive at a small stone cottage set into a hillside. There's a low light in the window. The door is open, just slightly, as if someone knew you were coming and left it that way for you. You push it open gently and step inside. The room is simple, warm. There is a fire and a small hearth, not roaring, just breathing, just glowing, and in front of it a bed with heavy linen blankets and pillows that seem to have been waiting patiently for this exact night, this exact tiredness. The ceiling is low and the walls are thick stone, and the whole room hums with a quiet that feels not like silence, but like safety. You sit on the edge of the bed and breathe. The fire pops softly. Somewhere outside, the wind moves through the trees. That low, continuous murmur that sounds like the world whispering to itself in a language older than words. Feel the weight of your body now. Feel the heaviness in your limbs. Let gravity do its work. You don't need to hold yourself up anymore. Let the bed receive you. Let the blankets receive you. You have arrived somewhere good. You lie down. The pillow is cool against your cheek, and then warms slowly to your temperature. The blanket settles over you like a quiet decision. Your eyes, without effort, grow heavy, grow heavy. In this warmth, in this safety, you let your mind move gently through the things you've been given tonight. The shore and its steady waves, the garden and its lantern, the river and the letting go, and underneath all of it, the thing that was always there, the thing you walk through all of it to find again, the sense that you are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this. Whatever name you give it, whatever form it takes in your understanding, something is present with you tonight that is larger than your fear and gentler than your self-criticism and more patient than you have ever been with yourself. It has been present through the hard seasons and the quiet ones. It has been with you in your searching and in your doubt and in your stumbling. It is with you now. Your breath slows. The fire settles. Outside, the first faint suggestion of rain begins, soft, rhythmic, the most ancient of all lullabies, the sound of the earth being cared for. There is nothing you need to solve tonight. There is nothing you need to understand tonight. The path will still be there tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that, winding towards something good, even when you can't see around the bend. You have taken one step tonight. That is enough. One step was always enough. You feel your body growing heavy and still. Heavy and still. Your thoughts soften at the edges, lose their sharpness. The distance between thinking and dreaming grows thin as mist. Your face softens. Your hands open, you are so tired. And it is so safe to be tired here, to rest without guilt, to stop without apology. Let yourself fall gently now. Let sleep come the way the tide comes, slowly, completely, without being asked twice. Let it carry you somewhere quiet and deep and dreamless and kind. You are found. You are forgiven. You are held. You are on your way home, even now, even in the dark, especially in the dark. Rest now. Rest. All is well. All is well. All is well. End of story. Sleep peacefully.